Yes, welcome back. So in the previous topics, we've been discussing about length of arc of contact and minimum number of teeth required to avoid an interference, and we have been discussed about the interference. So what should be the how many number of teeth should be there in order to avoid the interference? So and what are the and how many minimum number of teeth has been required for an interference? So in this video, we're going to discuss about the involuntary. What is the function of the involuntary and what is the function of the backlash in particular gears. So in this video we'll be discussing about the involuntary and backlash in gears. So first we'll say about the involuntary. So involuntary, where you can able to see this the diagram way which we'll consider as an you can able to see RA, RB, phi, pi, theta. So you can able to see AB, where this is a one complete gear teeth that we have been considered for the involuntary, that is RA by 2, that will be equal to RB by 2. So now we'll see about the how the involuntary, or what is the function, or what is the necessity for the using of this involuntary. So first, study of geometry of involute is called as an involuntary. So mainly to study the geometry of, that is involute tooths or involute gear drives, that is what we called as an involute. So the study of the geometry of involute is called as an involumetry. So let B, C and be the 2 points on the involute where you can able to see B and C are the 2 points that is on the involute, and normal for the point B and C are the tangent to the base circle. So we can able to see this B and C, where we have been considered as we have been drawn a tangent to the point E. So where RA will be the base circle of the radius, RB will be the radius of point P, and RC will be nothing but the radius of point C, where you can able to see RA, RB and RC. RA, RB and RC. So the RA is nothing but base circle radius, RB is nothing but radius of point on B and with the involute, and RC is nothing but a radius of point on C on the involute profile. So where theta will be the angle, pressure angle be at point P, and pi C will be equal to the pressure angle of point C. So where TB is nothing but the arc tooth thickness, and TC is nothing but an arc tooth thickness at C. See, this is where the points. Now based on this complete involute involute profile, what we're going to consider. So based on this only, we're going to study of the geometry of this particular involute, what we call, this is what we called as an involumetry. So mainly in this involumetry we're going to study, that is about the complete involute, that is complete one tooth regarding about the gears whenever it is coinciding with another gate in order to transmit a motion or a power. So what would be the involute profile? So by using this involumetry we can able to study the involumetry. So this is about the study of the geometry of involute is called as an involumetry. So as we have discussed, so RA, RB, RC and all the pressure and the radius at a point on the involute. So next we're going to study about the backlash. See the backlash. So we can able to see the diagram. So the mainly first we'll see about what is the function of the backlash is. So it is a difference between the thickness of tooth and the width of the tooth space in which it measures. So mainly the backlash must be allowed in order to prevent the jamming of the teeth. See, whenever the two or more teeth or gears which has been coinciding, there is a chances of jamming. So in order to reduce or in order to avoid that collide or a jamming of between the two teeth, what we are going to use as we will consider, or we will going to call that as backlash. Same here, where mainly you can able to see this, where a point Mn is in a tangent where it has been joined at one particular point, means that particular point where the teeth are in a gear drives or a teeth which will be indicating. So coming to this wheel base circle, standard cutting pitch circle, operating pitch circle, standard cutting operating pinion. So this is a wheel and this is a pinion. So both are running at an rotating at an opposite direction, both pinion and a wheel. So here also both pinion and wheel are rotating in opposite direction, that is in the figure A and figure B. See, this is where the tangent, where we have been considered as a point where the both the gears will be coinciding at this particular point. So that is M and N. The point P will be, that is M1 and M and N is in a tangent. So this considers about the backlash. Now we'll say about mainly the difference between the thickness of tooth and width of the tooth space. It is the difference between the thickness of the tooth and the width of the tooth space in which whenever it is going to measures. So meshes is nothing but whenever it is going to be coincides. So particularly that position or that space, what we call it as a tooth thickness, that is a tooth space between the two teeth, what is called, that is whenever it meshes means whenever it is coincide with the two teeth, that is what we call it as a meshing. So backlash must be allowed to prevent the jamming of teeth. So if you are whenever it is not able to mesh properly, the backlash will come into picture. In backlash must be allowed, because of allowing the backlash, so we can able to prevent the jamming, that is meshing whenever it is not able to properly meshing, so the jamming of the teeth will takes place. Now how we can able to find out the backlash, or how we can able to prevent the jamming from the backlash is nothing but backlash will be equal to space width minus tooth thickness. If I'm going to substitute with the space width, you can able to see this, I'm going to substitute with the space width between the tooth thickness of this gear train, or that gear drive, backlash will be equal to space width minus tooth thickness, the thickness of the tooth of that particular gear. So if you go to substitute, we can able to find out the backlash. So in the figure A, we can able to see two standard gears meshing at a center distance C. You can able to see two gears, one first gear and second gear is meshing at a center distance. We can able to see both the gears are meshing at a center distance at point what we call it as a C. So condition after two gears have been pulled up apart from the distance, it gives to the new distance to C dash. See, when you can able to see in this diagram, after pulling out both this, so the distance has been changed, means the C dash, that is the operating pitch circle has been changed, or the meshing point has been changed to the new point, that is about the C dash, when after it has been pulled from the certain distance. When you have pulled from a certain distance, the mating of or the meshing between the 2 points has been changed from C to C dash. So H is nothing but let P will be the new pitch point what the P indicates, and R is nothing but a standard pitch circle radius of pinion, and capital R indicates the standard pitch circle radius pitch circle radius of the gear, and C is nothing but a standard center distance. So to find out the C, we can able to use plus R plus small r plus capital R, that will be the equal that will be the distance of small r plus capital R will be the distance of center distance, that is C. Small r is nothing but standard pitch circle radius of pinion, and capital R is nothing but a standard pitch circle radius of gear. So to find out the R dash, again operating pitch circle radius of pinion R dash and operating pitch circle radius of the gear C dash. So that will be equal to capital R dash plus small r dash. That will be the new position when we have been pulled a certain distance from the gear drive, where pi is the standard pressure angle and pi dash will be the operating pressure angle. So H is nothing but a tooth thickness of pinion on a standard pitch circle, that is P by 2 into H dash. P is nothing but a new pitch point, and 2 H dash is nothing but a tooth thickness of gear on operating circle. So capital H indicates the tooth thickness of gear on standard pitch circle, and H dash indicates the tooth thickness of gear on operating pitch circle. So this is how we can able to avoid the backlash and prevent the jamming. By allowing the backlash, we can able to prevent the jamming. So you can able to see this is the initial point before the pull. We are going to give some initial or a pull off distance where the point is C. Now after that pulling of certain distance, so it has been changed, the meeting or a meshing point of the gears between the two gears has been changed from the point C to C dash. So this is how we can able to prevent the backlash, or we can able to avoid the jamming by using the backlash. Thank you.